Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at more Am I Wrong stories. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. I'm 25 years old and I was paying $60 a week rent for a few years. I recently started a new temporary job that pays pretty decent and they decided to keep me with the company last week. This morning my mom texted me to say rent starts up again, $150 a week. I just told her I will move out. I already pay for my own meals. I only have my small bedroom to call my own in the house. I can rent a studio apartment 3 or 4 times the size of my room for a few hundred more, or could rent a room with friends for less than my mum is trying to charge me. It would be one thing if they cooked and cleaned for me every day and I was raking up the bills, but I do my own thing, pay my own bills, and I never really even cross paths with my parents besides when I'm getting off work. My mom's definitely pissed that I said that, I can tell. But I'm also upset the person who birthed me is trying to get me to pay what I would pay a landlord rent just to sleep in the house. Even $100 a week I would have been more inclined to be okay with, but $600 a month just to be able to sleep at my parents' house seems a little high. If I'm paying $600 a month, I think I would deserve my own spaces around the house also, as I would be with the landlord. It seems like having a landlord would be a better deal for me in this case. Yeah, move out, bro. Your parents don't love you. Honestly, if your parents make you pay rent and make you pay all the utility and bills and everything, they don't love you. I mean, yes, your parents are like giving you responsibilities and everything, getting you ready for the world and everything, but like, really? Asians with like immigrant parents cannot relate. But yeah, anyways, I just don't get why the mum is pissed off though, because you're making your kid pay rent and pay for everything else. So obviously they're gonna move out. Like, I thought parents wanted the kids to move out if they make the kid pay rent, right? Isn't that why? Like, I feel like that's why. Like, if you make your kid pay rent, you're telling them to move out, you know? Like, move out, find your own place, pay rent somewhere else. So I'm a bit confused as to why the mum is like, why are you moving out? Why? Like, I understand it if the mum wants them to pay, like, utility and, like, bills and everything, right? Because obviously they're using that too. But personally, if I had a kid, I wouldn't make them pay rent just to live in a house that they've always been living in. Or if I did make them pay rent, I'd save that money up for them until they wanted to buy a house and then I'd give it back to them kind of thing. You know what I mean? But hey, each parent to their own, right? My dad and I started therapy 3 weeks ago, and last week during our 3rd session, I opened up bluntly about how I feel like my dad let me down and failed me by prioritizing being married and his own happiness. This was not the first time I tried speaking openly to my dad about this, but it's the first time he said he appeared willing to listen and the first time he took the harm it was doing to our relationship seriously. Let me explain. My mom died when I was just a baby and my dad was single until I was 4. It was then he met my stepmom and his wife Sharon. Sharon was a divorced mom with a 9-year-old son and an 8-year-old daughter. They got married when I was 5. Sharon's kids and step-siblings never liked me. They always hated me. When my dad and Sharon first got married, I thought of them as my siblings and loved them totally. But they were really mean to me. They say they hated me, that everyone hated me, that I should leave, and they encouraged me to run away because nobody would miss me. They said I would never be the sister or the family, and I was a weirdo for calling them my siblings. Sharon noticed more than my dad, but I used to tell my dad, and when things got bad, I asked if we could leave. But he'd try and reassure me, but was very dismissive of how much it was hurting me. He told me we couldn't leave because Sharon was his wife and we were all a family now, and you can't leave a family. Sharon only ever said anything when her kids made me cry. I have 2 half-siblings from my dad and Sharon. I was so excited when they were born and I bonded with them and loved helping them and playing with them. But then my step-siblings decided to use them against me and they were older and Sharon would let them do more, and eventually they told her half-siblings that if they wanted to do cool stuff with them, they had to say no to playing with me, and rejecting me became the normal thing. My younger siblings would repeat a lot of what my step-siblings said to me. This continued even after my step-siblings moved out because they would take our younger siblings out or they would visit them and bring gifts. For the year to year, I have been withdrawn and I stopped trying. I don't try to do anything with my younger siblings. I don't hang out with my dad like I used to, and my focus is on moving out. My dad started to notice late last year and he sent me to a therapist and then decided family therapy was needed for the 2 of us. This is when last week happened. My dad looked really shocked at first and he was apologetic. After we got home, Sharon asked me why I had to be so hard on my dad. My dad and Sharon argued about it. I spent the rest of my last week trying to be alone with my thoughts. Our next session is tomorrow. Sharon apologized for saying what she did, but reiterated that she feels like I handled it badly. My dad tried to talk to me since the appointment, but I don't know how to talk to him anymore without our therapist. Imagine an adult telling you that you handle things badly. Like, bitch, I'm not supposed to be the one handling these things. Like, this person is literally 17 and you're gonna be telling a kid that they handled things badly when you couldn't even be a good parent to them. That's crazy. Man, the step-siblings are actually evil. I know people like that. There are definitely people like that out there. Oh, that's so mean, dude. That's like such bullying behavior. And the dad definitely remarried too quick. Too quick, bro. Too quick. At least wait until your kid is ready to like understand things before you remarry. Seriously, like once you have a kid, right, you gotta base your life around them. It's not about your happiness anymore, okay? It's about you and your kid's happiness together, combined. Please. If you're only gonna care about your happiness, just don't have kids. Like seriously, if you have a kid, you gotta look after them now and think about them too. You can't just think about your own feelings and being like, well, I deserve to be happy. Yeah, well, your kid deserves to be happy too because you were the one who brought them into this world, alright? Like, you didn't ask to come out. And since the kid is already out, you gotta take care of them, stupid. And it's also the fact that Sharon witnessed all of that and she didn't say shit. Honestly, this is basically like a 1v5, alright? Oh my gosh. It feels so bad to know that this person was probably alone almost their entire lives. Like, they couldn't even come home and be happy. You know, imagine going to school and then dreading coming home because you know this shit is gonna happen. I will be coming into a large amount of money when I turn 18. This is money that my mum, who died when I was 7, and my maternal grandparents accumulated for me since I was born. I won't say the exact amount, but it's between $500K to $1 million. The reason it's that much is my grandparents ran a successful business for many years and they sold it 18 months ago and all my money from that sale went to me. They kept none of it. My grandparents have control over all of it currently. Before my mum died, she left them in charge of the account where she was saving. She was married to my dad at the time but had wanted to secure my future in case anything happened, like dad remarrying and having additional kids. She didn't want to run the risk that once she was gone, her money could be used for someone who wasn't her kid. My dad knew some money had been saved for me by my mum, but was never aware of how much or how little it was. He also had no idea my grandparents continued saving for me. My grandparents told me about the money over a year ago. They wanted me to prepare for my future and to know I would have so many options because of the money available to me. They also mentioned it never bringing my mum back, but could alleviate the burden of becoming an adult. So here's the deal, my dad did remarry. He has a stepdaughter, 16, and a son, 5 with his current wife. They are not wealthy and my dad's wife has prepared her daughter to try and work hard for scholarships and financial aid to get into college because she wants to study to become a lawyer, I think. My dad had similar conversations with me and had sat me down a few times since I learned of the money's existence to figure out what our plans would be. Eventually, I told him it wasn't going to be a big concern and I told him about the money. He was like, what the F? And then he told his wife and they apparently went what the F together and told me I could be gracious and split the money when I get it between 3 of us and give the other 2 a chance to have a decent helping hand with college. I told them I would not be sharing it because it was created by my family, not theirs. Dad's wife argued that it would be incredibly selfish to take such a large amount of money and blow it all on myself when I have 2 siblings who could also benefit in major ways from it. My dad told me even giving some of it to them, not a full split, but some money I have left at the end, would be amazing and would help my family out a lot. I told him I wasn't going to. They are so not happy with me. They told me that being selfish with this is not a good way to be. My dad is also pissed that he continued saving for me and dividing things equally between the 3 of us when I have so much I'll have access to in a few months. Piss off. Dude. This is why they shouldn't have said anything. You know, people start going crazy when they hear about money, like their eyes just go crazy. Please, people learn from this story that if you have money saved up for you and it's a big amount of money, don't tell anyone. Alright, just don't. Just don't. Just keep it to yourself. Look at them being like, you could give us some money too. You guys are the adults. You guys have money yourself. Yeah. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!